Essential fats, that's what we're going to talk about now. I don't make these rules up, please remember, but this is a food group a lot of people trip up on big time. I just want you to think about it like your car has a small, tiny little reserve for oil. It's small. Say it's 5 gallons versus 20 like your gas tank. That's where fats fall into this category. This includes supplements, including fish oils that come from salmon. They are all very good for you. Almonds are good for you. Avocados, egg yolks would fall in this category. Oil, cheese, but our little gas or oil reserve is tiny. So remember that men, you're supposed to get 20 grams of fat maximum per day because we're still burning, we're getting that ultimate metabolic boost to get our bodies to burn fat for fuel so your pants fall off you. That's what we're talking about, fat burning. So this matters here. 1 tablespoon of oil, this little tablespoon here, could be 14 to 20 grams of fat depending on the type of oil. So if you were to have 1 tablespoon, and that could include your vinaigrette salad dressing on the side, drizzled over your salad, you just used your budget for the day. Say you had chicken breast on top of that salad, now you're going to go another 7 above it, and guess what? It stops fat loss. And food is at least 80% of this fat loss equation. And I'm not telling you as a trainer not to work out, I'm just saying that food needs to be addressed, maybe even more so than the exercise. I have a lot of people that get really in great shape. They don't exercise as much as I think they should, but because they really watch their diets because they're too busy to exercise. So this is huge part to really understand and know. So you've got your 14 to 20 grams of fat here. How about if each olive has 1 gram of fat? So imagine if you tossed 5 olives on top of your fish, like some Italians like to do, or in your salad. That's 5 grams of fat. You really have to know your numbers. Look under every rock while you're trying to learn this little curve of how to eat. It's okay if you go back and eat it, but if you don't lose weight or fat, you know what needs to be fixed. Almonds are another huge source of mistake. I am a girl who likes a lot of food. So when I choose foods, I try not to choose foods that I can have limited amounts, because this little tiny little trinket thing of almonds here, probably at least 100 calories, by the way, and almost all coming from fat. Almonds are a great snack. 6 to 10 is a serving, but you really need to know you can trust yourself with that. Here's a couple little mistakes I see on food journals all the time that people think they're so good for you. This lovely little, so I think, avocado, 300 calories if you consume the whole thing, 30 grams of fat. Now it is a good fat. It's not saturated the way meat is, but your body goes, oh, she gave me fat. I'm not going to burn fat as fuel. Why would I burn fat as fuel when she just fed my fat cells? So you can pretty much put this little pocket right there. Even if you cut that in half, you still overate on that avocado. Too much. Remember the 15 women, 20 gram fat max per day. Here's another little mistake I see. Feta cheese, it's so low fat, I don't make the rules. This is 1 ounce of feta cheese. That has between 7 and 10 grams of fat depending on the brand that you buy. They fluctuate a little bit, just roughly. But a serving of cheese is the size of 2 of those dice. So if you were to eat this little piece of cheese and everyone goes, I had just a little, shaved, low fat, fat-free, doesn't matter. This is your serving size. Okay, so remember that. I like to think of it as a nail. If you think of your fingernail, you could have 2 of those when it comes to cheese. Now, I don't not like cheese, but I would rather just not eat that 1 ounce, to be honest with you. You could keep it. I tell them cheese on the side, no cheese in any of my salads, and if I want a little taste, I toss it back in. But imagine if you put the oil with the cheese and you mixed it together, you're past 20, now you're feeding your fat cells. They will never leave if you keep feeding them. So keep all of these things in mind. If you trip up, just for the record, perfection does not exist. You are going to trip and fall. It's just that if you really want to continue to burn fat, you really got to know how to do it and know what's on and what's off and what you need to fix to get to the next level. So in the next little bracket, we're going to get into some ways to make all these boring foods taste good.